So this is a special haircut, just saying, and watch, this is what this will entail. So this, the base of the cut, I'll be using my Damascus Mizutani shears.
Okay.
These were handmade in Japan. These were 1500.
Okay.
For all of my detail work, I'll be using my custom gold Mizutani shears. These were also handmade in Japan, the D17 swords. They're a very fine tip to get the detail. For the layering and texture, I'll be using my nano powdered metal Mizutani shears.
Okay.
And this will be, and watch, let's see how you like how this is. And then in the back, do you want to follow the natural hairline, or do you want me to round it or kind of square it off?
Can you follow the natural hairline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll also like use the, I'll shave around there, what
Okay.
shouldn't be there.
Sweet.
But when I mean shave around there on the scissor haircuts, I mean, I don't mean leaving lines or any of that stuff that'll.
Okay.
Let's use some of this.
You a chess player? I saw the board.
Yeah.
Nice.
And what about you?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a recent goal of mine to get back into.
Yeah, me too. I want to get into some like time chess, just so it's like, and then you can play fair. If someone's like a lot better than you, they can have less time. And
Yeah, definitely.
but you know what though, I'm not a good time player still, because I'm still, you know, I've only been playing chess for a few years, so it's like I still and I played chess for quite the time, but I'm saying like just for a few years, like recently,
Yeah.
and I still think too much.
No,
So I
they,
haven't got there yet.
it's a game that requires a lot of thinking, no matter what level you're at.
And I'll be, okay, so how I can explain that is I'll be thinking it'll take forever. It's like, Jesus. That just gets deeper like throughout the game and everything.
Yep.
And how did you find out about this shop?
Googled it. Your reviews look great.
I was like, well, I can't wait to see if they're true or not.
Yeah. As you can tell, I've been avoiding a haircut for a while.
Oh, this will be sick, watch. Wait, so then do you work out here in Albuquerque? Or?
I do, yeah.
Oh, nice. And what do you do?
Right now, like industrial design, a little bit of coding. I work for a startup right
Industrial design?
now. Yeah, so product design, how to get things built, and how do they look good, just customer like them, kind of stuff like that. Studied architecture, but
Like a car? Or?
yeah, that's a good example of industrial design. Right now, it's a lot more around electronics and products in that space.
Like solar products?
Like tech products in general.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. That's
Yeah.
interesting. And what kind of tech product?
It's ranged. So like I've worked for people developing like laser systems, sensors, different kind of screen application stuff that they need, and yeah, just exploring still.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of a shift from what I studied, so definitely
And what did you study?
architecture.
Oh wow, that's actually interesting. So with architecture, are you stuck like with the math of it as well, since you're kind of,
The math's not too bad actually in architecture.
or is that an engineer taking over from that point?
Yeah, it's really like you still have a lot of structural teams when talking about architecture. Those guys take over the math. Yeah, as an architect, you're more concerned about how does a space work, does it actually fulfill the client's needs, stuff like that for, in general, kind of planning. How long have you been cutting hair?
Geez, I've been cutting hair for, God, since I was 14.
Oh, dang. Nice.
Yeah, it's been quite the time. It was. And I never wanted to cut hair. Like, I just accidentally cut hair. It was like, you know, one of the buddies in California was like, as kids, was like, oh yeah, you know, the fade haircut, it came out, it was popular. And so my buddy Tim was like, oh yeah, we went to this grocery store, Long's Drugs or whatever. It's kind of like, I guess, what a Walgreens would be today. It's not really a grocery store, but it's in Southern California. And then, yeah, he bought clippers, and I guess they thought that I was gonna be the one to cut their hair.
Okay.
So I was like, oh shit, you know, I didn't really even want to do it, but I was like, and then I did it, and I guess it came out decent, so it was.
That's awesome.
It's kind of cool because like now I can cut my friend's hair and I can, you know, they pay me, and it's just cool. It's like I get to hang out with my friends and cut their hair and then service everyone else. And I'm actually passionate about the cutting of hair. That's the only reason I buy all these scissors and everything.
That absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been designing and engineering haircuts, like my own type of haircuts based on, you know, tiny mathematical equations. Just in the sense of I invented a thing called the ghost fade. So like everyone makes a fade starting where it just comes like on the side like that, and then they blend up. I have mine to where I had mine just coming right here and dropping right beneath the ear.
Okay.
And then I'll take it up about a half an inch here with a higher with the metal guard extended out, and then I shadow it down, but I keep them measured together.
Okay.
So it's like, so it creates a pattern. It truly does. Like, I'm just telling you, it's nuts. And I've been able to host those, and I've developed those, and because, you know, cutting hair for 30 years had gotten, you know, not boring, but it was like, oh, let's discover some new avenues of how can I achieve a fade quicker. It's like, you know, stuff like that.
Okay.
And so I came up with ways for that too. Like, why do we start the blend way down here if we're going to go up to the top anyway? It's like, you know, I almost reverse engineered the fade. So instead of doing the fade from the bottom up, I would just do it from the top to the bottom. And then I found that you got quicker results, you achieve fade quicker, and with the same integrity. And the tools you use, like each scissor matters. It you know, Damascus cuts differently than nano powdered metal does. Nano powdered metal like grips the hair.
Okay.
And these Damascus ones that I'm using, they give it almost like it's a cut on training wheels. It's hard to explain. Like, they're very forgiving in their cut. It's like it's almost like they cut just crisp. You could hear it, feel it. You could feel every movement of it, and it's very thought out. It's very, you know, they're very easy to use. And then my gold ones are just, you know, my custom ones. So those are my favorite ones for it.
Did you go to Japan to pick those up, or get them delivered out here?
Nah, shout out Mizutani. Like, it's so they I ended up meeting the owner via telephone, Hiroshi Mizutani, and you know, they decided to send me out some stuff and hook me up and
Awesome.
and everything else. And yeah, no, I've been doing business with them ever since. My first thought process was too damn, they're sending me $10,000 in shears. It's like, you know, anyone else would probably ghost them, and I hate to say that, you know, but it's just the truth. It's like, and it's like, nah, let's show some real integrity and send them back the ones you're not gonna, and then, you know, because, you know, it's hard for us as barbers out here in Albuquerque to be able to, you know, get really high-end shears, because it's hard to go spend $2,000 on shears and you haven't felt them yet. So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
eventually, watch, I'll bring them out here and start and have these other stylists come in and use them. And like, if someone wants to upgrade them and be the best of the best and have the best tools and integrity and everything, then they can, you know, then they can fool with those too.
Yeah.
Watch these. I have a very good crowd here. And most of them are like scientists or have some law enforcement here.
Okay.
But a lot of big science crowd here for sure.
From the labs and stuff.
Yeah, even a buddy that was in school that he moved to Canada, but I was like, you know, what do you do? And you know, he has a PhD in quantum computation, so it was like, sheesh.
Yeah.
Look, I wanted to have a men's salon because I just chose to do something differently on my own, and I saw it like, you know, men's salon. Where can a man go that wants to have texture, direction, layering, but nothing weird?
Yeah.
Doesn't really want to see a woman. You know, he'd like another man who knows, you know, just does men's hair to be able to do that. So that's what I created this place for. And watch, look, I'll even show you a little. Look how this is how booked out like it stays.
Okay, I can't really see without my glasses.
Oh yeah. Anyway, it's completely so it's like
sweet.
But you know the thing with it here is it's also you know each individual client gets their time. So it's like you the only experience you'll have probably with another client is they're walking in, you're walking out.
What brought you to Albuquerque?
I came here as a kid because I have family from here and everything.
It's nice to see like talent staying here.
Yeah, and I went back to LA and everything and had you know my buddy has a spot out there in West Hollywood and went out there and you know got sponsored, fooled around with haircutting out there and got you know brought it out here and everything. So now we can have it out here.
Yeah.
And like on the wall here, I do all these UFC guys. I have pictures of all of them and everything else. You can't see that,
yeah.
But just saying though, it is. Yeah, it's been good.
Do you do a lot of this art yourself? Do you have?
I do the tiny bit of spray paint that's in black over there.
Okay.
And my buddy did all of this, like on the ceiling, everything, all of this other.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's really good. But I have some cans now and I've been fooling around for sure. It's just, I like doing it. It's just, you know what I mean? It's feels good. I could see how your hair is immediately. Let's see if I can. Watch, I'm not done. I'm just drying it so I can get it to this next stage of what I need to do.
Sweet.
Watch, this is some layering that I do to it. Like I said, this haircut's like an elite cut for sure because it's all scissor work. There's no clipper work at all.
Yeah.
So I mean, the way it grows back, the longer it lasts. These guys come in for their haircuts once every 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Can't wait till you see the layering in the back too. Watch. Let me just let me shade this neck the right way.
Cool.
Why don't you let me give you a little sneak peek just so you can. And I'll have you put your glasses whenever the time. It just this one came out great. Yeah, you have good hair. I can see that it's a little bit thick too, so I just kind of lightened it in just certain areas, but then kept it thicker in other areas. Like. This off. Alright, now watch. Let's see when we get your glasses watching them. There's a way to see it with them on it.
Oh, nice.
And see the back, how I layered it so it drops in together. Like, let me show you what I mean. Like back here, how it just, how all that's able to still come into the.
Nice. Feels good.
You have good hair. That's where I was like.
Nice.
What do you think of it?
No, I like this.
And then watch, just super quick too, because I want you to stand up and move it around just a tiny bit without the cape. Now watch, come over here, because I'm gonna finish dusting you off. And then watch. And now look in the mirror real quick and like move it around just slightly so you can see how that product will allow you to move it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, see, so you can just bust it. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted you to see. That way you know exactly. And see how the blend here is?
Yeah.
How I added that layer to the top like that?
Like
just so it cascades into the side.
Sweet. Nice.
Sick, hell yeah.
Appreciate it.